Good afternoon, everyone. Following the high-level, informal, interactive dialogue on cooperation between the UN Security Council and the League of Arab States, I would like to invite Her Excellency, Mrs. Tanja Fajon, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of the Republic of Slovenia, to take the floor.
Thank you so much. As you just heard, we successfully concluded interactive dialogue between the members of the Security Council and the League of Arab States together with Arab Troika. And it was my honor and a privilege to chair this meeting as Slovenia as a currently presiding country of a Security Council. We had an extensive and in-depth exchange of views about mostly the situation in the Middle East. And in my national capacity as Slovenia, I will say a few words. We are very concerned about the development in the situation of the Middle East. With the war in Gaza, from the very beginning, Slovenia was warning that the situation might experience spillover, what we see today with violence, with Lebanon, with West Bank, is something that brings us to the war in the region. I used today's meeting for an urgent appeal to all stakeholders at the table. Use your leverage. Use our international presence. On one hand, on Israeli government to enhance ceasefire, to withdraw from occupied Palestinian territories, respect our obligations as responsible member states of this organization to follow the international law and the UN Charter. We are here in the Palace of Peace, and throughout the week, the key word at my discussions is the word peace. In all our statements and commitments, we are using the word peace. And what we do not see on the ground is peace. People are dying, civilians are dying, women and children. It's a horror, and the world has fallen on the test of humanity. It's our collective responsibility to respect the resolutions of the Security Council, to do everything that is in our power to have a political solution, because no military solution can bring to peace in the region. And I have just to add, I was touched by expressions of gratitude for our stance as Slovenia on Palestinian question. And I also urge other countries to follow our example, to recognize Palestinian state as sovereign state, independent state, and give a hope to Palestinian population. Thank you. And I give now the floor to Secretary General.
I'm the Secretary General of the League of Arab States. This morning we have had a very constructive informal meeting on the subject of cooperation between the Arab League and the United Nations. The Secretary General of the League, as well as the Troika of the presidency of the Arab League, the foreign ministers of Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Bahrain spoke. And there has been an exchange of views, and we listened to all the points expressed by the members of the Security Council. I have to confirm that everybody who spoke, council members as well as the 4 Arab representatives, focused on the call and the need to implement an immediate ceasefire, a support of the French-American effort to call for a ceasefire lasting at least 21 days. Many people, mainly the Arabs, of course, called for the recognition of the state of Palestine by those who didn't do it up till now. And to sum up, I think it has been an opportunity to show the Security Council members as well as the rest of the membership of the United Nations that Arab world and Arab countries are still insisting on offering Israel the Arab Peace Initiative, Land for Peace, recognition for withdrawal, and there has been mention all the time on the day after. There has been also references to UNRWA and the need to continue supporting UNRWA. On totality, it was a very constructive meeting. Thank you very much.
Madam President, may I ask, we know now that there is an initiative by France and supported by the US. Do you feel that you have a consensus in the Security Council behind this initiative? And my second question is about the implementation of 1701. What's your understanding to this implementation? What does it mean exactly on the ground? And I will have also another question to Mr. Secretary General.
I am very much convinced that we all at the table in the Security Council want to see peace. There is a strong commitment, and I can just, in my capacity, say that we fully support any peace initiative based on lasting, just peace, based on international law and the UN Charter that is there. And I do hope we'll see an immediate ceasefire. Slovenia called on all sides in the region, namely the latest violence between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon, to restrain from further actions, to restrain from further violence, and protect innocent civilians. This is our joint responsibility, and this is something that the Security Council has to commit to. I call on full respect of it.
الأمين العام، طبعا هذا لقاء سنوي تجرونه مع رئاسة مجلس الأمن، ولكن الآن نحن أمام وضع
هذا اللقاء الثالث.
الآن نحن أمام وضع ربما استثنائي. بالتالي ما هي الأفق التي لمستوها لنجاح المبادرة الفرنسية الأمريكية، وهل وعدتم أنتم بالمقابل أن تساهموا من خلال عمل ما مع الجانب اللبناني؟ هل طلب منكم شيء محدد، وهل يمكنكم أن تقدموا شيء محدد في هذا الإطار؟
يعني هذا فيما يتعلق بدعم الجماعة العربية للبنان والشعب اللبناني فهو أمر مؤكد، ومن اللحظة الأولى أعلن المتحدث باسم الأمين العام هذا الموقف، أننا نطالب بوقف إطلاق النار وإعطاء الفرصة للشعب اللبناني لكي يتخلص من هذا الوضع الذي يواجهه. فيما يتعلق بالدعوة إلى وقف إطلاق النار فهو أمر الحقيقة ينبغي أن نشجعه، لأنه وقف إطلاق النار أقصد ل 21 يوم، لأنه الآليات والديناميكيات التي سوف تفرض نفسها على الوضع بين إسرائيل وحزب الله فور التوصل إلى وقف إطلاق النار ربما تقود إلى وقف إطلاق نار دائم. وهنا نشجع جدا هذا الجهد الفرنسي الأمريكي. شكرا جزيلا.
Is it possible another question? For the president, yeah. Is Stefano Vaccara, Ital Press, La Voce di New York. In what you just said, we heard a lot the word hope, peace, we hope. Well, the word hope usually is a word, I would say, for the General Assembly. Usually when the Security Council, like you say, they all want the same thing, the Security Council don't have to hope. It should impose its will. So can you explain to us why the Security Council is not able to impose with a resolution under Chapter 7 its will? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. I said during our meeting, since the October 7th, the horrific attack of Hamas on innocent civilians in Israel, Security Council adopted 4 resolutions. Rightly, you observe that there is no implementation on the ground, and the implementation is crucial. Therefore, Slovenia, as a presidency of the Security Council this week, urge all members of the Security Council to continue with pressure on implementation of resolutions. Frankly, if every country in this Palace of Peace would respect international law and the UN Charter, there would be no conflicts on the ground.
May I ask? I'd like to comment on what you posed as a question. The sad thing is that many Western countries do not yet have the political will to exercise what you asked for, which is acting under Chapter 7. That is the sad situation that we are facing, all of us. Thank you.
Does Hezbollah accept this plan?
هذا الربط جيد ومفيد في هذه
يعني نفصل بينهما ونتوصل سريعا إلى وقف إطلاق نار على الجبهتين اللبنانية وفي غزة. لو حدث في غزة الآن ولبنان غدا، أو لبنان الآن وغزة غدا، نصل إلى وقف إطلاق النار ربط أو بدون ربط. الهام هو وقف إطلاق النار. شكرا.
ما هو فهمك للمبادرة الفرنسية؟
21 يوم من وقف إطلاق النار. إذا أوقفنا إطلاق النار مثلما قلت في الإجابة، هناك ديناميكيات أتصور أنها سوف تبزغ، سوف تحقق وقف إطلاقنا دائم. هذا ما أقصده. شكرا. That is not called for Hezbollah. It is called on the Israelis to cease fire because the Israelis are the aggressor party.